Hello, my name is Carx82 and welcome back to our Multiblock Madness series. I have just been kind of messing with our reactor. As we can see, it is no longer here. And yeah, I have gone ahead and moved it. I wanted to move it closer to the boiler, and I did some changes with that. Also, it was never really going to be permanently here. It was just originally to get it up and running. So done a few changes. One, I've switched over the boilers to these resistive heaters, which basically they just take RF and turn it into heat. And since I moved my reactor away, I ended up just switching all those over. Because I wanted all the heat to go into the boiler. Also, I have expanded this a little bit. I really wish that wasn't a thing, but I added a second layer. I was doing a little bit of testing of how this worked. And I added a second layer. And I moved as we can see, I moved the steam layer, the pressure dispersers, I think they're called, up to the 16th layer. Because according to the wiki, that is the most efficient. So the bigger the water, the more steam we can produce. I guess. So that is that. And yeah, I've gone ahead and moved the reactor over here. Cleaned it up a little bit. We have some ports, but nice window we can see in now too. And yeah, I also made a couple extra of these because a couple times I tried to start it and I forgot to put the the stuff in. So yeah. Now move the lasers over, and if I want to, I can probably expand them out. I don't think we really need to, but it is an option. Did have a couple issues with the lasers, as we can see the holes. These things are crazy, the lasers. They just like break all the blocks. But yeah, so I've basically done this so I can expand it if I need to, but I really don't think we will. Although we are pumping out a lot of that lithium. We are still doing enough, but I kind of designed it so if I want to do more brine, I can expand it this way. And then, as we can see underneath, we are pumping out the lithium, being condensed here, and then it's sent down into the pipes and over to the reactor. I just realized it's probably filling all the pipes is probably, and there's so many of those ultimate pipes that it's going to take a while to fill all those up. But yeah, it comes all the way over here underneath, and underneath I've also kind of did a little room under here to pump heavy water. For some reason those aren't rendering. The water is not rendering in those pipes, but it could. Yeah, there we go. It probably just needed like maybe a block update or something like that. But yeah, so here comes the lithium up into the things. I have my heavy water being pumped up there, and I can easily expand this if I need to. But I've actually lowered the injection rate on this thing quite a bit. I think it's only at, yeah, it's at 4. We could probably even do 2, to be honest. I don't really know, like, the actual mechanics of this stuff, but it seems stable. It's stable at this point, I believe, and as we can see, it's hooked up to the boiler, and this is jumping around a little bit, and that is because this is probably full. I'm assuming we probably filled up our thing over there, so this isn't running at full. Now, if I do dumping excess, this will probably show as, yeah, that is, we are at the boil rate. We are at the absolute max, 51, well, at least the max for what we have built. We're boiling, what, 51 million millibuckets per tick. So that is pretty funny. And that is, oops, not dumping, just idle. That is at an injection rate of only 4. So I'm like, can we lower it even more? We had it up to 14 at one point, but that was when we were using it for producing steam. But until I get like a bigger turbine, I don't think we need to actually. But yeah, so that is kind of where my setup is. And I can increase it. I know QMD takes a lot of power, so I'm assuming we might need to, because I almost killed myself flying through those death lasers. We can always increase the size of this. Also, I thought maybe at one point it was doing that because it couldn't output enough steam fast enough, so I added a couple more laser things. I don't think they're actually doing anything. I don't know what the max rate of those fluid lasers is. Does it say? I don't know if it actually says anywhere. It cannot be connected by it. Only blah blah blah. Yeah, it doesn't say what the limit is. I don't know if there is one. Maybe it shows on the wiki or something like that. But yeah, so basically I've expanded the turbine. It's a 7x7 by 13, I think it is now. And I got rid of all the saturating condensers. This thing's actually hollow in the middle. We can actually just show it really quick. Oh, that was not a good one too. Yeah, it's like completely hollow in the middle. We don't need water from it. So yeah, we just have the coils, then the turbine thing. Pressure dispersers. I don't know if that is making it less efficient or whatever. It was just easier to craft up like that. But yeah, so there we go. That is my power setup, producing 27 million. Once this thing fills up, which tells me the thing is full, it stops producing less, which kind of is a bit annoying, but is what it is. So yeah, there we go. And the other thing I had to do was add more of the induction providers, because they have a limit on how much you can port into the thing. It's 13 million RF, so I needed to add, I think I added 2 more to get the 27 million, but as we can see, we are capped on power. But yeah, so that is where we are at. I think with the singularities, I haven't done a whole bunch more, but we are basically set up to get all the singularities. I will just continue to work on those. Yeah, I'll just work on those in between episodes. We don't really need to do that. I will throw these capacitors in, though. Might as well start a new one. All right, cool. So what do we want to do? I guess it's time, now that we got all the singularities sorted out. We haven't got them all. We got them sorted out, though. Maybe it's time to start looking into getting neutronium. We are going to need... There's 2 ways to go about doing it. That's it. It's this one. Yep. We can either do, I believe, what am I trying to say? Advanced rockets, or we can do QMD, and I think we'll probably end up just doing QMD. I need to start working on this as well. Apparently we need 3,000 coils. Like, what even is that? What kind of a crazy thing is that? I'm gonna have to start working on. Oops. What do I need? 3,172. I mean, I'm not gonna. Obviously, I'm not gonna craft this much up at once, but although, if we're looking at this, I've just never made recipes for these because that thing is annoying, but I can. Do you see this? I literally can almost craft up 3,000 of coils. Except for just a couple things. I haven't made recipes for those, and I'm a little short on tin ingots. And coal. That is crazy that we have gotten this far in the pack, that I can do 10 million by recipe. And everything is, like, automated. There is... I think I'm going to switch... thanks for actually mentioning this. I'd forgotten our refined iron recipe. We are doing it with crushed slates, but I think we can actually just do it... Can't we do it with, like, steel? Or maybe limestone? I don't know. Is that what we want to do? Limestone? There isn't obviously a seed for that. Didn't we used to do... I thought there was a steel recipe. Maybe I'm forgetting. Limestone? Limestone something? I mean, I could just switch it to that if we don't want to do slates. I was thinking there was a steel something recipe, wasn't there? I could have sworn there was like a steel and something recipe, not the iron. I don't remember. Maybe I'll switch that, but most of that though is fine. I could... Yeah, that is at the max. I'm like, I could add more. Upgrades that. Or I could... What am I doing? 10. I just need 10. I was looking for the seed. Yeah, tin essence. It's a tier 3. I don't think I have a tier... No, I only have the tier 2. I'm not going to go out of my way to craft up a tin seed. I'll probably just craft up... Now I'm just like... Part of me kind of wants to craft up 3,000 coils at once. Yeah, we'll just... How about we... We'll just throw a few more in there. I think that'll be fine. Alright, let me clean this up a little bit. Let me take a lot of that away. That's good. So, let's take a look at QMD, which is down here. Particle properties. Holy cow, there's a lot of reading. I'm gonna have to do some of this reading. Holy cow. Where do we kind of start? So here. Make use of these concepts to construct our first QMD multi-block. So we need a linear accelerator, 64 of these, 6 beam blocks. I have absolutely no idea what this means yet. I'm going to read this stuff in a second, but... Accelerated casing, stainless steel, tough L. I mean, this stuff is all 100% automated. I literally can just click a couple... What just happened there? That's weird, right? What is it called? A beam? Oh, well, of course, I'm just changing the recipe. Yeah, I was just changing the recipe. I was thinking, like, why is that switching? What is that doing? I don't know what I was thinking. That was kind of funny. Alright, well that's easy. Stainless steel. And these are stainless steel as well. Those are very... I don't know. That was just funny to me. I don't know what I was thinking. In my head, that wasn't making sense. Alright, so I guess let's do this. I have no idea how big this is going to be. What this does, so let me do some reading and we'll be back. Okay, we are back. I've gone ahead and kind of did a whole bunch of reading, and I'm just going to kind of take this one multi-block at a time here. So basically we are starting out, this one gives, we're creating particles basically. I think from what the gist I get and looking through JI is basically we're working towards neutronium, and hopefully the quests will lead us there. But basically we're going to take an item, in this case this neutronic matrix, and smash it with some particles, which is this phyllon thing, and that will create the neutronium. So that is kind of what the main goal is. Hit stuff with particles, create items. I think I'm getting that. And then there's a whole bunch of different things, like this is the power and stuff like that. And we need to get the particles up to this amount, basically, is kind of what I'm getting. And each of these particles, you know, as we go through the different things, like, oh, okay, so we need this to get that, and then this is this, and blah, blah, blah. Let's not jump too far here. But the first multi-block we are crafting up is this accelerator, which is how we create the particles. And we create them in this ion source, from what I'm gathering. Now, this is quite similar to, this is basically kind of similar to this kind of thing. And I think we will, I'll probably start it over here, and then as I'm expand, I'm just going to clear out like all this area. I'm assuming we're going to need absolutely massive. If we need a multi-block with 3,000 blocks, 3,000 fusion coils, I'm assuming it's going to be like many chunks. So I'm assuming we're probably going to have to clear all this out and stuff. So I think I'm just going to kind of start over here and just see where we go from here. I don't think I'm going to get an 18 by 18 turbine. But maybe I should leave room just in case. So if like I expand this out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, so that would be like the absolute biggest turbine if I decide to do that. So, all right, kind of just gives me a bit of an idea. So let's start about here. Now, the cool thing about this is if you look at the recipe, there is actually a diagram of it, so you can see kind of what we are doing here. So it looks pretty similar. You have the thing, the input outputs, and then a whole bunch of stuff on the inside. Now, I'm not sure if we have every single thing we need. The quests don't list every single block that I have seen, but I think we can start at least getting the basics down. Yeah, I think we'll just go with the one that is in JEI, I guess. Also, a lot of these recipes are really easy. So I guess let me start placing this stuff down. Although this, I am noticing this is a lot bigger than what I actually made. The stuff I made for it. Because I only had six of those beams on the inside, which would mean that would be 8 long. All right, let me fool around with this a little bit and see what we can come up with. Okay, so this is definitely going to take me some time to kind of wrap around my head around it, and a lot of it is to deal with getting the coolers right and the accelerator things right. But if we close this, it does form. So it forms pretty easy. Now the question is, can we get the thing at the correct, the particles at the correct energy and all that stuff? So we're a little far away from this one, obviously. There is a whole lot of processes in between that. But if we look at the quests, this one right down here suggests making p-doped silicon. Now this basically requires a target chamber, which we will be building next, I believe. But we need a boron ion. And to get the boron ion, we need this diborane canister, which is a canister with this diborane stuff, which is hydrogen and molten boron. So that is kind of what I just built right here. Just a quick little setup to get this diborane stuff. Now I will throw that in there. I think it needs 10,000. And we can even see all the different canisters. Like, we want a hydrogen canister that gives us a proton in the iron source. Now, I think if we need this proton, we need to get this accelerator up to the energy, the focus, and the amount. I think that's how this basically is supposed to work. Now, there we go. I'd forgotten I had turned that off when I was placing. We're done. I think I probably need more boron in there. Thankfully, we have lots and lots of boron. Alright, so then we will be piping coolant and stuff in there. So if we look at this, obviously we have no cooling in there, so we are way over the thing. If I turn this on, everything is going to melt down, which is not what we want. Now, the iron source is over here, I think. Alright, we don't change the look of that. I wasn't sure if it like went green or something input, but there we put that in there, I'm assuming. This canister, which will be full of that, we will put that in there, and then on this side we will get the beam out. Now, you can't hold these particles. I'm not fully sure how we'll know if we're doing it correct. I actually don't know. There is an energy port which we'll need a plug on. Now, like I said, there's a whole bunch of point. Which one is it? I can never remember. It's point, right? Yes. Plug is the one where you input from a power thing. So that will just go there, I guess. Probably don't need that on the side of it, but we'll disable it. I have no idea how much this is going to use. So we need to... We want this boron. It does say in here. Let's just double check. Requires boron ions. Accelerated to 600 K EV to 1 million EV. Is that... I think I'm reading that right. With a focus of 2. You want to place RF cavities in your accelerator until accelerating voltage is between 600 and 1 million. All right. And quadrupole magnets until the focus of the boron iron is above 2. Now, I'm assuming when we place these things, this will go up. We also got some rewards from this. So this actually gives us some of this. These seem to be really good. ESCCO. I have no idea. Oh. Well, that doesn't... Calcium, strontium. Alright, that's not super difficult to make. But strontium we have to do... There's a few of those that we need that stuff from, but... Let's go ahead and throw some of the stuff in. Now, the quest, and I'm not... Like I said, looking at this is a little bit difficult to tell, but I'm assuming the ones with the full wraparound are the 8, and then the black ones like that are the quadrupoles. That's what I think, because it's 4 and 8. And from what I looked at, let's break this again. It's probably going to be a little difficult to... So let's go in the top. It's going to be a little difficult to place this stuff if we are... if we can't, we only have like one room to move. But let's say... Alright, that's the beginning. I think this is the copper. And I think that's that one. I don't know. I don't know if it matters where these are placed. Is that just so we can do the cooling? Honestly, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm placing this stuff in the right spot. But these RF cavities need to go all the way around. Did I do that right? Yeah, like that. And then... Let's actually... Alright, well, I have this. Sure, let's put this right here. Like I said, learning experience. This is a pretty steep learning curve here. So I placed 2 of those. There's a whole lot of stuff on that. I mean, if we look at the heat produced, the power it creates, yeah. So, RF cavities 2 at 700. Wait, I think that's right, isn't it? We needed between 600 and... Is that what it wanted? Ooh, let's get out of that scariness. Between 600k and 1 million. I think that's it. Maybe? And then the quadrupoles, does it... We'll do that. And I'm just, at this point, just kind of seeing. This needs to be over 2. And these go like this from what I saw on the QMD wiki. One at half. All right, so we need 4 of those, don't we? If we need to get that up to 2, I'm assuming, yeah, until the focus of the boron iron is above 2. So this needs to go, so we need a bunch more of those, which I've made recipes for absolutely everything. As I totally lie. Did I? Oh, it's magnesium. The magnet strength is half. All right. So there, okay. Let's do accelerator. I'm learning, sort of. All right. So these are all the, we need electromagnet. Let's do that. There we go. So these are all the different types. That's 0.2, 0.5, 1, 2. I mean, I guess we could just do, well, actually, I don't know. Can you go too high? I don't know. Like, if it's too high, does it... That says greater than 1. No, focus, 0.2. It says 0.2, but that says 2. What happens if we put this crazy one in? The problem with that is it produces a ton of heat. Whereas that... Like, if we did 4 of those, it would be 2500 heat, whereas one of these would be 4500 we would have to deal with. 4, so if I want to do like 3 more. Now, I think I read... Not the cooling part. These... Yeah, a ring of 8 increases the accelerating voltage. Can be seen. For linear accelerators, or blah, blah, blah. See, there's all this, like, crazy math. Then this one goes, yeah, 4. Increases the quadrupole strength of the accelerator by the amount stated in the tooltip. All right. Yeah, we kind of got that. And then I'm assuming we kind of just fill in everything else with coolers and stuff is kind of what I'm going to... See these like 5, these black ones? I'm assuming that's... I'm assuming those are these things. So, I don't know. Let's, who even knows? But no, it's fun kind of like trying to figure this stuff out. But also, it'd be kind of nice if I just had a, here, do this. Place this here. And this is how it works. All right, so if I like cover that up. All right, so we got the 2. I think we got enough of this stuff. Now the thing is, we got to get rid of all this heat. So maximum heating, 3,400. 3 point, is that 3,400? How is it getting an, oh. I added that. I was like, how is it getting energy? Of course, I put the thing down. All right, so I got to figure out how to get rid of that much stuff. So the, oh man, I don't know. Because these, Like, holy cow, how am I going to get up to that much? And then, yeah, you gotta... What about the... What the heater? The, where's the fluid ones? I'm trying to remember. The, is there, like, fluid cooler? Let me look that one up really quick. All right, we are back. I've crafted up some of these coolers that it suggests right here, but this is definitely going to be a part 1 of 2 because this is going to get complicated. And plus, Mech, I think those are redstone. I think these white ones are iron. I don't really know. Now we can look at this stuff. Must be adjacent to one functional electromagnet, and then a gold one needs to be adjacent to 2 Valiant iron coolers. So if it needs to be the magnet. All right, so that's a magnet. This is not a magnet. So if we did, how about we just do something really basic just to see how this functions. So like that, and that, and that. And obviously I have no idea if this is correct, but all right, so at least one functional electromagnet. Those should all function. I could even throw one on the ground, but if we do that, wait, what am I doing? What's up top? That's not where that goes. So like that. So that adjacent to the electromagnet, that should be valid. I don't know. Close this up and see if it did anything to the heating. Now, also a little bit confused with the active coolant. It says supply with an active coolant. Well, what active coolant? Iron and gold? Is that, we have to feed it both, or is there a special cooler? I thought there was different, for fluid cooling. I thought there was, like, a different one, but alright, so we had 37 something. Well, it went down 300. How would I ever get it low enough for that with all this stuff in here? Alright, so yeah, it's definitely going to take me some figuring out here. If I do, you know, those underneath there and all sorts of stuff. But I'm looking at these coolers and they do not feel like they remove too much. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of studying here. But anyway, I feel like we are starting to, I mean, I kind of get the process. It's just getting the correct design here is going to take me a little while. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. So thanks for watching and have a good one.